Peace and blessings, everyone. Peace and blessings to all humanity in general, every man, woman, and child who may be viewing, sharing, liking, or whatever with this video. Peace and blessings to the entire melanated family, Mentellect, Bright, Black, Round, Yellow, Latino, as applicable, spiritual, atheist, agnostic, all other walks of life, persuasion, gender orientations, whatever. Welcome back, family, to the channel for all peoples. One man army against racism, conscious human freedom. I'm so glad you're back here for the channel for all peoples. Most recently, we were doing societal, cultural, you know, racial and other social and controversial topics and issues. We're going to be doing a shift now more to like economical and employment issues. This is part 2 of the mini series about why, labor statistics, demographics by culture, race, unemployment, background, and why is it that some of the historical and other reasons why it is becoming so difficult for people in this so-called country, which is always bragging sometimes about how great it's supposed to be, to find any type of decent or honest work at all. And that's part of the reason why I like to encourage people towards entrepreneurship. I have a couple things that I'm working on to try to see if I could build it up to be my own boss. Not that there's anything wrong with an honest job, but if you can be your own entrepreneur and be able to make enough income to make things better for yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends, relatives, whoever, and have something to leave for your future kids or grandkids, nieces, nephews, or whoever's applicable, why not? Pardon me. Anyway, family, this is a very deep issue. As in the previous video, I was showing you statistics and concrete empirical evidence directly from the Department of Labor site. And as we saw from the most recent statistics from the U.S. Department of Labor for the years 2015-2016, despite all of the hype and the talk about, how great and fair America is supposed to be, and about the opportunity, and about equal employment laws, and about how we strive to make things fair and balanced in the workplace. But yet, in spite of all these laws and programs we have in place, these trainings, these vocations, all of these so-called agencies and institutions like the Department of Labor's and the Workforce Ones and the career centers and all of this stuff. But yet and still, even in the present day, even before and after the most recent recession and economic crisis of 2008 or prior, the unemployment rate for blacks was still about double that for whites. For Latinos, their unemployment was right behind us. As a matter of fact, black men and Latino women have two of the, or generally speaking, had the two most highest unemployment rates prior to the Great Recession. I think black females came in about third or fourth. Even before the crisis, the black or so-called black African American unemployment rate was about twice that of whites, at least over 15 to 16%. Latino women and Latinas were, I think, a close second or third behind black men and women, or I think it's black men, Latino women, and then a close second or third after Latino women was black or African American women. And white males and females, I think their unemployment rate stayed fairly level between about 3.9 to 4.1, 4.5%. And I know that every people of all demographics to some degree struggle with employment. But in spite of all of these programs and all of these elected officials and all of these career centers and places and the millions and billions of dollars that America pours into job and career training occupations, support of community colleges and offer technical schools, business schools, trade schools, vocational schools, regular universities, colleges, community colleges. But in spite of all of these investments into these various programs and institutions, which are supposed to help boost employment, but yet and still non-whites still lag behind and still have significantly higher unemployment than their white counterparts, even in cases where they may be equally or more qualified, whether by education, experience, skill, or trade. So it just goes to show you that there's still a lot of double standards and hypocrisy and double speaking talk behind the scenes. I'm not saying this to be oversensitive or critical. I'm not saying it's the only reason. There's other factors too, like maybe lack of personal transportation and commuting costs and things of that nature. But it's very clear that corporate America is not exactly going out of its way to try to be even when you do have the right skills and education, or you are qualified. It's clear that corporate America is not really seeming, in spite of all their talk, to be making any significant efforts or changes to try to make the playing field more level in terms of hiring significantly more blacks, Latinas, and people from lower or poor or moderate economic backgrounds. And even when race is not the only issue, people from lower economic backgrounds, as you can see, in managerial and professional positions, they're still somewhat underrepresented, especially low-income minorities and a lot of single mothers who have even some single mothers who are educated. Like, for example, I'm not bashing or taking out on anybody. I'm just using this as an example. As it's been, because this has been known for a while. When black females are one of the, if not the highest group of females, the most educated, they have the most degrees and certificates according to most recent statistics. So they're right up there with white men or white women, or in some cases certain cases they may be even in certain parts of the country are slightly ahead, or at least on par with them. But in spite of all their education and skills, certain higher echelons in corporate America, black females themselves, still somewhat struggle, even though it is true that they have an advantage in terms of their numbers over black men. But even in spite of all that, black women still struggle to gain acceptance in certain sectors, and we already know the lack of confidence and how cold corporate America can be in certain sectors towards being inviting to black men and our Latino men and brothers. So with that being said, just for some food for thought, share your comments, thoughts, perspectives. Why do you think are some of the reasons that it's other reasons, or including this or additional reasons, why it's becoming so difficult to find work in America? We all know the economy has changed, things are rough, but like I said, I'm just here to help jumpstart the conversation. Your perspectives, or you collectively, are more important than mine. Let me know your thoughts, your perspective, your reflections on this topic. What do you think that can be done? Besides, starting up more businesses to help spark, employment, because let's face it, regardless of what culture, race we are, we all have to make a living and eat. Unless you're rich or well off, we all have to have a means to survive out here, to keep food on the table for ourselves and our family, for our economic well-being, to make sure that our loved ones are taken care of, our expenses are covered, that we can live some type of existence without without having to be poor, homeless, or, destitute. So with that being said, let me know what you think. As always, like, share, subscribe, bubble in the bell to be notified of future videos. Wishing you all the best in life. This is part 2. This mini series will continue. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let me know if you need to. I'll do the same for you if you're involved in a channel or positive cause. Anyway, be well. Remember to think right, reflect right, live right, do right, be right, or something in that order. So until the next one, everyone, peace, 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 peace.